And action. Hello, welcome to EDU 205 and 505. I am your co-host Bob Sawyer. I'm the little guy down here in this window, and this course is Melaine.
Hello.
And we're here to do our Learning Block wrap-up from Learning Block 2, which was about software. The first thing we're going to do is deal with some house cleaning issues, a couple of things that you should be up to date with in class, and then we're going to show you some of the software that we use both personally and professionally. Melaine, what kind of business do we have to cover today?
Hi, everyone. Just quickly wanted to review some of the how we're doing with grading. I've almost finished grading your Learning Block 1 projects. Hadn't quite got them done as quickly as I'd hoped, but we're almost there. Excuse me. By the next couple of days, I should have those finished. With regards to the bonus questions, once I've graded everything, I'm going to go through them and then assign bonus questions. So some of you who are already seeing grades for those Learning Block projects may see those scores go up by the end of the week. I'm not quite up to date with your discussion board grades or with your journal grades, but again, I'll get those done. And by the end of the week, I think we'll be up to date with all of our grades. Excuse me. I just want to say what a great job you're all doing with your Learning Block projects, with your journals. Remember that you need to be posting a blog at least once a week and then commenting on someone else's. You are doing a really, really great job on all of that, and I've really enjoyed seeing how you guys are finding out new technologies and just kind of introducing popular culture and the things that are going on around you, which is really one of the things we want you to be doing. So well done there. The discussion board discussions are going great. I did post a couple of questions this week that I wanted you to kind of think outside the box a little more, consider some global aspects of technology, and you responded to those really well. So thank you for participating in that with great enthusiasm. I was really pleased to see that you did respond so well, and so thank you for that. It was a great job. We're almost halfway through the semester, which I don't know about you, but I can't believe it's gone so quickly. And as always, I just want to reiterate that if you have any problems, any issues with getting your work done, technical problems with doing the work online, to let Bob and I know. So far, everyone's been really good about immediately letting Bob or I know when they're having problems, and I think we've been able to work through a lot of those. So I would just continue to encourage you that if you do have problems, just let us know and we'll do what we can to help you through that. Otherwise, I think everything's going well, and I'm really impressed with the level of work that you guys have done so far. So great job. Keep it up.
Absolutely. Also, to continue to follow up, as you'll notice that a lot of our standard reading ends this learning block period. We have just two assigned chapters that we want you to take a look at. But this month, or this block, also begins our extra credit section. This is the opportunity for you to further explore content-specific chapters and to take a look at different technologies that may be able to be of advantage to your particular discipline that you want to pursue in your full-time teaching career, or to something that you might be interested in. As we mentioned at the start of class, we're going to have opportunities for you to do, I believe, 4 different extra credit opportunities. And those extra credit opportunities actually consist of you reading those extra chapters and then writing a paper. And is it a lesson plan, Melaine?
I think so, yes. I'll have to check. We'll let you know for sure.
Right, as it relates to that specific content area. So, for example, if you wanted to read the chapter, I believe there's one on social studies, that you could go ahead and read social studies chapter, read about technology that might be specific to social studies, and write a paper on your different challenges and opportunities you might have with this specific content area. The other thing go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I know we have quite a few students who have done lesson plans and things on math, and there's one whole chapter on math. So I would definitely encourage you, if you're interested in that learning specialty, to have a look at that, because that's really where a lot of your ideas for the actual technology within a lesson is going to come from. So definitely check that out. And as Bob said, hey, it's worth extra credit. So
absolutely. The other thing that Melaine and I are working on putting together is real-life educators using real-life technology in their course. We are gathering people that we know from our surrounding area of Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio who are teachers in high schools and elementary schools. And we're going to sit down with a video camera or even something like Skype and interview them and ask them the same kind of questions that we're asking you. Why did you become a teacher? What sort of technology do you use for yourself in the classroom? What sort of technologies are available? And then what sort of technologies are you using for your students? They kind of give you an idea that some of the stuff that we talk about isn't quite so far-fetched, and that it's more realistic and more tangible than you might even realize. So, to the topic of software, the first thing that I'm going to do, since Melaine has done all the talking up to this point, is I'm going to just take you a quick little tour through my computer and show you some of the things that I use. The first one is going to be this program, Skype, which is one that I use both personally and professionally. As you can see, it's a great video conference tool. It uses my built-in microphone and camera from my MacBook, and I'm able to talk to Melaine regardless of where she's at, as well as other relatives. I can do it just for audio. So, for example, if I don't want to see myself or Melaine doesn't want to see me, I can shut off the video, poop, I disappears, but she can still go ahead and hear me and we can talk back and forth. It's also a built-in chat program. It allows you to make telephone calls to people all over the world. It's a wonderful little thing. Down here on my MacBook, you have this thing called a dock, and a dock is where a lot of your programs live, much like your quick launch bar in Windows. Aside from Skype, I also use iChat, I use Microsoft Messenger, and I use Yahoo Messenger. And then when I'm at the office, I use Trillian, which allows me to use all these things into one neat little program. A couple other things I want to point out to you that I use personally, as well as for what I do. Photoshop. Photoshop is an amazing piece of software that allows you to do anything you can imagine with photos, images, everything like that. This was actually the piece of software that we spent the entire week in Las Vegas learning its various aspects, both using it for a creative medium, for educational mediums, things like that. Dreamweaver for web design, Bridge to deal with photography, Contribute to edit websites, Flash to make animations, Illustrator to draw graphics, and of course Adobe Acrobat to make PDFs. This is Mail, typical mail program. Safari is what we use, of course, to browse the internet if you're on a Mac, or Firefox if you're on a PC. I think there's some other, I don't know, something that Microsoft made, but it's slipping my mind. I'm not quite sure what that is. Of course, programs like Microsoft Word and other Office tools that you'll use pretty much everywhere you go. Every workplace, whether you're Mac or PC for the most part, you're going to be using Word, you're going to be using Excel, you're going to be using PowerPoint. Those are the things that you're going to find. And as a diligent worker, whether you stay in the teaching field, or you go into something else, these are software programs that you need to learn for yourself, and you need to make sure available to your students so that they can take access to those things. Numbers. This is the new program from Mac that actually is their answer to Excel. It's pretty kind of cool. Keynote, which is their answer to PowerPoint. iWeb. GarageBand, this is where you can make your own music. This is where you can do your own podcast. And of course, this icon should look familiar to all of you, as it's the iTunes icon. And I'm sure all of you, whether you have an iPod or not, are using iTunes in some fashion. And then I have some kind of tool specific for what it is that I do. This is a program called Fusion, which I use to do audio editing. So like when I want to make my custom ringtone for when Melaine calls, I'm going to pop in my audio file, drop it in there, edit it, crop it to whatever I need. Same thing with this one over here. This one is called Visual Hub. I use this all for my video conversion. This is a great little program right here. I'll fire it up for you. This is called Photo Booth. My boys absolutely love it. It's a piece of software that, again, is native to Mac. Sorry, guys. At some point, you're going to realize that Mac really is where you want to be as an educator. And what Photo Booth is, it uses the built-in camera and things like that to go ahead and take funny snapshots and things like that, much like you're in an actual photo booth. But because I'm currently monopolizing my camera for Skype, we'll save on that. iCal, which is my answer to Outlook. My Yummy FTP, which is for, again, web editing. iPhoto, iMovie, and iDVD. So these are all programs that I really use almost either on a daily or weekly basis. And again, our entire course so far has been done on Mac software. Even our YouTube video stuff we did using iMovie, and we just dumped our video right from our camera and we sent it right up to YouTube. So software as an educator is something that's going to be very important. And of course, sometimes you're limited to what your what your school system provides for you. But like Melaine and I are advocates for strongly is that you are a tradesperson and this is your craft. Teaching is your craft. And you cannot rely always on the job site to have the tools you need. And you have to be willing to make your own personal investment and in your